person.
And welcome back to our channel, Journey with Jo and Dee. I'm Dee.
And I'm Jo.
And today we're back with another video, Travel Tips Part 2. So we know that everyone really enjoyed Travel Tips Part 1, so we decided to come back with even more travel tips. And this one's going to be more focused on how to have free fun whenever you travel.
When you get there. So watch the video on how to get there and then watch this one once you get there. Got it? Right, so let's just get started. I'm doing the first one. Okay, so tip number 1, when you first get there, try to meet someone or like kind of create a relationship with someone. So we always make sure we meet someone. Typically, if we see like black people, we're like, oh, like, hey. So yeah, we always like to meet someone when we go places, whether that be at a restaurant, at anywhere that we go. I mean, if I take a picture of somebody on the street, because I do photography and they just get their Instagram, it really helps because they give you an insight on what to do in that place.
The next tip is go to a coffee shop. That kind of goes with the building relationships thing. You can always build relationships at coffee shops because you know who's there for a long time, basically. You know who's like sitting around on their computer. But we like to go to coffee shops, and you know, we're students, we're college students at that, so we'll do homework, we will edit videos, and we'll just go and chill, kind of people watch. It's a great way to just get a feel of the local vibe.
Yeah, and I'd say everywhere we've been, we've pretty much been to a coffee shop, and we've always met somebody, so
yes,
obviously that's the place. Okay, another thing that I always like to do, and I had never really thought about until recently, is when you go somewhere, go to the local university. Obviously there you're gonna find students who are probably your age, who have similar lifestyles or like to do the same thing, because you obviously can just relate more. So I know like in Denver, we went to the local university, in Rome.
So our next tip is walk instead of drive if you can. We're not saying go, you know, and like stroll through the highways or the streets on the craziest,
just disclaimer.
Yeah, literally. If you can and it is safe, walk instead of drive. You will be able to stumble upon a bunch of local gems. You'll be able to see a lot of gems, like local gems.
Oh, I thought you meant gym where you work out. I was like,
no, G-E-M-S.
Because I don't do it at home. But okay, sorry.
Booming. Gems. So yeah, and then you'll be able to even stop and take pictures with the architecture, different murals, some really cool walls. You can't do that when you're driving. And you'll miss a lot because you'll probably be on your phone.
Yeah, so self-explanatory. The next one, which we probably should have said first actually, is to follow the location on Instagram prior to going. So this is a thing that I always do, and I know you probably do it now too. Just say we're going to New York, which we are next week, actually this weekend.
Oh my
anyway,
gosh, too fast.
So what I'll do is I'll go in and I'll type in New York, and you know, like there's a locations tab on Instagram, and you can either follow like the hashtag. I typically follow the actual location because it brings up more accurate things. But this gives me photo ideas, places to visit, ideas for that. And then just all around aesthetics, I guess. Instagram, I like to use it as a tool, so that's always helpful to follow the location first.
Yes, and our next tip is to visit a local music lounge, local bar, spoken word. These are places where, you know, I wouldn't say like our type of people, because we like artsy stuff. So if you're not really into artsy stuff, then maybe this isn't the tip for you. But if you are, then that's always a great way to meet people and get a feel of the local art, because everywhere you go, art is different. And so it's really cool to see how other people interpret their daily lives. Also, even if it's not even just an artsy place, just a bar in general, culture of a city tends to accumulate in those types of areas, so that's why we like to check them out. I mean, because we could do like tourist attractions all day long, but that's not really our goal when we travel. All right, this next one is not necessarily free. I guess none of them really are. They're just on the cheaper side, but Airbnb experiences are really good too. So you know how you go to Airbnb, you type in your location, you give the dates, and then you click, I mean, well, you used to just homes would pop up, but now you have the option to click on homes or experiences, and we have actually found a lot of cool experiences under $30, sometimes under $20,
where you'll either go with a tour guide or do some random activity that you would have thought to do on your own. So what are some examples?
For example, there was one where a photographer would like follow you around for a couple hours, and it was like $20.
Yeah.
And there are ones where you can cook with like a local. They'll teach you how to cook a meal, and depending on where you are, it depends on the price.
Yeah. Oh, that meal one is good. So
Yeah.
you get some insight on the food that's there. I've noticed in a lot of different cities, there's typically one on the cheaper side. It's like a bike tour. So we mentioned walking earlier. I mean, $20 extra, you can ride a bike around the city. Sometimes it comes with a tour guide, sometimes it doesn't. And a lot of these things are good for solo travelers, but also, you know, smaller groups like us. Like sometimes we want to just be around more people. So that's another reason.
Yes. And our next tip is to look into free museums. A lot of times when you go to places, museums will be free on certain days, and so depending on when you travel, you know, even if you leave on a Monday, because they're usually free during the week, that's when museums usually have discounts and are free. So if you're traveling and you're leaving on a Monday, you know, before you leave, check out a museum. You can do that, and that's something that can, you know, give you an insight again on the culture of the place and the art that they have available. And also it's just a fun thing to do, you know, not just waste time, but a productive use of your time for free.
Okay, and the last one is visiting the local farmers market. So this may sound a little weird, or like, why would I do that if I'm not cooking? But I think it's a cool pastime. I actually think it's a really cute place to like take pictures if you want to. I know we've been to farmers markets and just got like random snacks as opposed to going to the gas station and getting chips. So I think that's another way to, you know, spice up, you know, being in a different place. Like, you know, I know people say this a lot, but you don't want to go to a different city and eat hot Cheetos or chicken strips. So it's just another way without going to sit down at a restaurant to maybe get a snack, take some pictures, talk to some people. I personally love farmers markets because I actually do like to cook. I mean, and so does Denise, so we cook on pretty much all our trips, but yeah.
Yes, so we hope you enjoyed our travel tips. Continue to follow our channel, Journey with Joe and Dee, and follow us on our Instagrams down below.